This is Barbara Ellistad and John Taylor with the Mesquite Citizen Journal, and we are continuing our week-long series of interviewing all of the people who have declared their candidacy in the 2013 Mesquite City Council election. And we are here today with Richard Green. And so Richard, we'd like you to start out by telling us how long you've lived in Mesquite, some of the organizations that you're involved with, and why you're running for council.
Okay, thanks, Bob. I moved to Mesquite we bought in Sun City in December of 2008. We were returning from a 20-year assignment overseas in Australia, Indonesia, and Singapore. We're from Kansas City. We knew we couldn't live there in the winter, so we started looking in the Southwest. And actually, we were going from Vegas to Salt Lake, saw the sign, turned off to Del Webb, looked and said, I think this is for us. And so we had another summer home in Lake Ozark, in Missouri, and we quickly decided we wanted to be here full time. So from September 2010, we've been full-time residents. So what's that, 2.5 years or so. Okay.
All right. And what organizations are you associated with?
Okay. Well, I'm active in the leadership group at Valley Presbyterian Church. I'm a new elk. I was an elk at Lake Ozark, but I've just recently joined that. I'm involved in We Care for Animals. We've got 2 pets from there, plus we go to all their fundraisers and we know all their folks. I've started going to the Rotary breakfasts. I'm not yet AEC Rotarian. They have to make an invitation, but I'm pretty optimistic that I'll do that. I'm an avid basketball fan. We've actually formed what we call the Sun City Boosters Club. A bunch of us old basketball junkies go to all the high school games, basketball, football, everything, and it's been well received by the coaches. Cliff Hughes, the principal, Kevin Hess, the AD, and they give us hats, and we're pushing them for shirts, and it's fun for us, but we back our high school, and we are avid, let me tell you.
Well, good. That's great. Okay, John, you want to start with the first question?
Okay, Richard. Obviously, the city council doesn't have any control over Overton Power District. However, what are your thoughts about the mayor's quest to find an alternate power supplier, and how would you do that?
Well, I think it's something that should be done, at least look at an alternative. From what I understand in my limited look at Overton Power, is that there possibly has been some management errors, and it seems to be that the trustees maybe be rubber stamping a little bit the action of the general manager. And that's a pretty bold statement, I know that, but I think I feel pretty strongly about that. We're the consumers of their power, and of course they're not a generating utility. They're just a transmission and distribution. So that's a pretty simple operation. I've had experience as a CPA in doing audits of big public utilities, smaller public utilities like Overton Power, and those that are just generating and transmission that buy all their power. I saw a big thing in the paper from the general manager about how complex this purchasing power thing is, and the city should be very careful they don't just walk away from an agreement that's working. And we've never had any outages, and we have reasonable residential rates. But I think there's more to be said there. Now, I recognize they've got a big investment that the city would have to buy their transmission and distribution and their substations and so forth. But I think it should be looked at, because we, the citizens, are the consumers, and it is an issue. The city has no direct impact, but one of the things to do is to look at alternative sources of power. So I think it's a good thing. I would be keen on full due diligence to really fully understand. And well, that's my comment.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Okay, thank you. What are your thoughts about making the Gold Butte area a national conservation area with or without wilderness? And how do you think it would serve as an economic development engine?
I must admit that I'm probably not very knowledgeable about the situation there. I've had to drive through Gold Butte. I've been to the Gold Butte activities that we have here. I think it is a worthwhile thing. I would hope that we get some federal help in doing that, but I really think we need to pursue that. I think it's an asset. It's not an asset of the city per se, but it's a nearby asset. So that's about all I can say. Probably not comprehensive, but that's one I would get myself up to speed, and that's one of the things I think I can do very well. Is I'm a keen situation analysis person, and I can balance the financial implications, which I'm well versed on, versus the quality of life, if you will, or the social aspects. So that's my answer to that.
Okay.
This one kind of goes along with an outdoor question. The Virgin River Habitat Conservation and Recovery Plan has been under consideration by the City Council for almost a year. Which way do you think the issue should be settled? And do you see it more as an economic development issue or a conservation issue?
Well, I think it's more a conservation issue, but with economic implications. It could affect people coming to our city as visitors, and I think that's one of the things that we need. But I'm not extremely well versed on that, but I just see it as a conservation. I think the quality of life aspects that a lot of people are here for, that's a good example, you know, to use the trails and so forth. So I'd be positive on that, but I can't give you a very complete answer.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We're going to let you take this question wherever you want to take it. What are your thoughts on the smoke-free Mesquite effort?
Okay, that's a good point. Personally, I would like to see smoke-free all the way. However, I recognize that the casinos, probably they go hand in hand. And I would think perhaps that we could have smoke-free as we do in our restaurants and so forth. We might even extend that to areas out and around the restaurants. But I think we might be able to give the casinos some form of an exception, but maybe subject to them investing in state-of-the-art air filtering equipment so that the smoke would not be so dominant. I've been to some of the more upmarket places in Vegas, and quite frankly, you can't really smell it. But then here sometimes when I go to Gregory's, for example, to eat, I kind of hold my breath to get to the restaurant, which of course is smoke-free. So I'd be a fan of smoke-free, but I think recognizing the significance of the casinos to our environment, to our city, I can see where we could have an exception, but that would be subject to them making some investments for us to have cleaner air in the casinos.
Okay, great. Thank you.